Can I maximize the screen? It is already maximized.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me introduce the title of our research paper on behalf of my honorable colleagues, honorable co-authors, Dr. Younis and Dr. Abeer, who participated in the writing of this research paper, which is entitled Exploring the Hurdles and Flows in Localization or Localizing English User Interface into Arabic on Social Media. I have to start with a brief introduction about the title, which is that today social media platforms are more than just communication tools. They have become central to how we can connect, share information, and engage in communities across the world. They reach millions or even billions of users every day, influencing not only personal interaction, but also education, business, and social life. Although social media corporations have made their platforms available in numerous languages, including in addition to the default English language, the localized version remain or continue to rely heavily on the English linguistic structure and cultural conventions. So despite this global reach, the interfaces of these platforms remain largely English-based. And the users, especially those who are not native speakers of English language, find or confront difficulties in understanding or are engaging in these social media platforms. And this study focuses on the translation and localization issues in the Arabic version. Specifically, it examines how accurate and culturally relevant these translations are. And also, and by the way, I used the word localization interchangeably with the word translation, since the process is not confined to the mere transformation from one language to another, because we have many things, as we are going to see, that are relevant to our study, because the case or the task of a translator is not only to do so, it is determined by other issues like the technical layout and also the graphic design and so many other things, including these ones. And by exploring these issues, the study aims at highlighting the importance of localization of these social media platforms, and provide insights that could improve the user experience and digital inclusion for Arabic-speaking communities. And we have to notice that there is also a disclaimer about the title of our research paper, which is, I'm going to read it from the paper because it is discounted. The analysis presented in this, sorry, let me change. Yes, this is the disclaimer. The analysis in this study examines the hurdles and challenges in translating localizing social media user interfaces. This focus is not intended to criticize and diminish the valuable contributions and innovations of platforms such as Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, and WhatsApp. Rather, it aims to provide constructive and critical perspective to improve usability, clarity, and accessibility for Arabic-speaking users, enhancing user experience while recognizing the platform's achievements. this is an important disclaimer that should be presented in this paper. So the aim of the study is to identify the linguistic and cultural challenges in English-speaking UI, and I use the word or the abbreviation UI to refer to the user interface. And the also propose some suggested translations that enhance accuracy and user experience, and I use the abbreviation UX to refer to the user experience, and also test the acceptability of the proposed translations among users and experts. And we are going to see that we propose some alternative translations rather than these available in the localized version, and we are going to see whether these are acceptable or accurate, or better than the translations that are available already in the localized version of Arabic. And it is important also to think of definitions of some key aspects that we are going to tackle in our paper here, which is, first of all, is the localization, where the localization is the process of adapting a product, service, or digital content, such as a website, application, or software interface, to make it linguistically, culturally, and technically appropriate for a specific target audience or region. And also we have the user interface, which we use the UI as abbreviation of it, the interactive surface through which users communicate with a digital system. The third one is the language adaptation. This is the most important part of the localizer or the translator, which is the language, which is our focus, of course. And we don't say that the other one, which is, as we are going to see, the graphic adaptation, we don't say that it is unimportant, but it is not the focus of our study, since we are specialists in the analysis of language. So we need to focus on what is more important, which is the language adaptation. It is translating and adjusting expressions, idioms, or tone to sound natural in the target language. This is the brief. We give a brief definition of the term. And the graphic adaptation, and it is important to mention or to take into account defining the term, because it is greatly relevant to our study. It modifies interface elements to fit the direction, length, and structure of the target language. For example, Arabic, the Arabic language adapts the right to left orientation, and which is the opposite of direction of the English form. Yes, and this is, as you can see, we have the localization. This is one screenshot taken from Facebook, showing you the difference. Yes, it's clear. So we have these two pictures for the left to right and right to left, to show you how these screens are localized. So we have the different orientation here between English and Arabic. Also, it is important to think of the methodology, and we are going to see that methodology includes the data collection, of course, since we are going to analyze language and the text. So it is important to gather language from these four platforms. And also the next step is the data analysis after collecting them, which includes the lexical level. Here we have semantic level and morphological level and semantics. So all of these levels are going to be included in the analysis of these texts. So the first linguistic challenge here we have in the form of transliteration, and we are going to take one example, which is the word avatar. The word avatar, which is available in WhatsApp, you go to setting, you will see that we have in the default English language, we have the word avatar. And avatar is translated, no, it is not translated, it is transliterated into the Arabic form, as you can see, which is avatar. The first problem is a phonetic problem or phonetic challenge, in which in Arabic language, it is clear for everyone who is, let's say, familiar with the Arabic language. We don't have in the Arabic language sound system, we don't have the sound va. This is not available in the Arabic language. We have only one, let's say, close to it in terms of the pronunciation, which is fa. So when we transliterated this word from avatar into the Arabic version, so the pronunciation will be avatar, which is somehow different. Okay, so this is one of the linguistic problems. And by the way, when you have someone who's, I'm talking about the Arabic users, if you have anyone who is fully educated and ask him if he uses the mobile phone or the application for the first time, if you ask him about the word avatar and he reads it as avatar, then I think he would say that this word, maybe it is originally Arabic, because he has no idea about whether this word is Arabic or transliterated. Maybe he doesn't know that the word is transliterated into this form. This is for avatar. And also we have conceptual problem. I think I started with the phonetic problem, so I need to go again to the conceptual problem. The conceptual problem is, as I have said, that maybe the Arabic user, maybe he thinks that this word is not English at all, it is not transliterated, as I have told you. And another example is the word reels. And reels is also with the same problem, that is transliterated from English into version, and it is with the same problem, but with a difference that they added the last sound, which is ze, which refers to the plural form. In some of these platforms, we have this word transliterated into, or translated, especially in, I think, I suppose in Instagram or some other social media platforms, that the word real, the same word real, is not transliterated into the Arabic graphemes, but it is translated into, as you can see, maqata qasira. So it is translated into two words instead of one. So if you go back to the original or default version, you can find that there is one word, but in the translated form, we have two words instead of one. And here's the problem. The problem here is technical. Why is technical? Because having two words in the same space, the localization requires you to give at least, or you have to give, the same size of the word. Why? Because technically it might give, more digital size to the application, and this is, not desired in for the designers. And this is number one. And also, maqata qasira, maybe it can give not only the more digital size about the word, but it can give, it requires more space than is allocated to the original word. So instead of having one word, so we have two words. The other problem is the morphosyntactic challenge. The word typing, when somebody on the other side, is typing something to you, and the word appears as typing, where in Arabic, it is yaktub. Yaktub refers to somehow, in some way, to typing, but it is not. Why? Because Look at this. For typing, the aspect, when we want to analyze the word grammatically, the aspect is the only grammatical category that is available in the word. We don't have the person, the number, the gender. All of these are not available in this word. But when it comes to Arabic, here we have the person is available in the word. The person is available, which is what? The third person. And we have the number, which is singular. Also, we have what? Gender, and we have the tense. All of these are available. Why? Because the Arabic language is so highly complex in terms of the inflection. We don't have what? Here should be cross. The aspect is not available in the Arabic language, which should be available. Why? Because we have in the original default language, the aspect is available. This is also in the present continuous. We have the word typing in the present continuous. And the problem in Arabic that we don't have this aspect. The aspect of continuity is absent in Arabic. So here's the problem. Maybe when a user uses the Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp, or WhatsApp in specific, he might not know whether the action is progressive. Okay, this is the idea. And typing is gender neutral, so we don't have any gender in typing. Whereas in Arabic, the default gender is masculine. This is a gender biased form used in the Arabic language. So if you have a female person talking to you, chatting you, and you don't know, especially when it is unknown number for someone typing a message to you, and you don't know whether it is or he or she is female or male. So an alternative translation is Jari Kitabe, in which these things that are, the tense, the gender, or any of these problematic issues are not available. And it is gender neutral, just like the default form. Sorry, I apologize. Yes, in Instagram, we have in some of the menus, you can go to this. Sorry, let me make it mute. Okay, when you open Instagram, in the setting, you can find this sign, or this notification in which we have. I want to maximize this, or you can see it clearly. Yes. On the left side, you have the unlocalized or the default form of Instagram. Check this highlighted text, which is to use biometric on, and the text stops here, and there is a comma, and you will need to turn it on that app settings. So there is a missing word here. If you check the localized version, the استخدام البيانات الحيوية في represents on in the non-localized version, and there is the same missing word here, which means that these platforms, corporations, let's say, adopt or rely heavily on the AI-powered translation, which means that there is no post-editing, or let's say scrutiny for any translated terms from, not all, but at least many of them are not scrutinized. And here is one problem. And of course, the non-localized or the default version of the text in the platforms, they use the imperative form. Sometimes when you call, or for example, enter or any others of the commands, we use the imperative form of the language. But in Arabic, especially if we look at this example, get more sleep, which is in Facebook, it is, of course, it is in the imperative form translated into الحصول على قدر أكبر من النوم, which is a statement. This is a problem. It is a declarative form instead of the imperative form, which poses a problem for the users to have, an easier accessibility to the platforms. And an alternative suggested translation is خذ قسط وافر من النوم, which is a better translation for the phrase. Also, we have untranslated terms like brand recognition, like for example, Google Meta or Google Drive. We have seen many examples that are not translated into Arabic because these are brands and should not be translated. And also acronym and technical terms like IP, Wi-Fi, QR, all of these are not translated into the localized version. And of course, this is, problematic for some users because maybe they don't understand what they refer to. For the findings, we have seen that or discovered in the analysis that we have ineffectiveness of transliteration, and transliteration does not always work well to help the users to access easily to the social media platforms. And also the over-reliance on machine translation, as we have seen, makes the language robotic and mechanical, and it lacks the good style in these translated texts, and the morphosyntactic challenges, including the difference in the grammatical aspects of language between Arabic and English. And as we can see, that translation make such a thing difficult for Arabic speaking or Arabic users to deal with social media platforms. And also the untranslated brand-related terms, they are not translated, and the corporations chose not to translate these things because they are brands. And I have told you that we have given some alternative translation to some learners or users, Arabic users specifically, to assess whether my or our translations are better than the original ones. So I gave also these translations into some experts in translation and in linguistics, and these are this is the chart showing you that the user AT, which refers to alternative translation, and user OT refers to the original translation. Expert AT also alternative, and OT for expert for original translation. And here are the scores, which shows that the user alternative translate access the user alternative original translation, and also for experts it is also accesses the expert original translation. And we have some recommendations for the corporations or for users for these platforms, which is the human supervision, emphasizing the role of human expertise in translation processes to ensure precise and culturally appropriate content, and iterative improvement, encouraging a dynamic translation process that allows for constant improvements based on user feedback, ensuring continuous refinement of translated content. And also user-centric approach, which is prioritizing translations that correspond to with user expectations and preferences, ultimately enhancing users' satisfaction and engagement. And this is the last one, which is learning-oriented translation practice, encouraging a dynamic translation process that allows for constant improvements based on user feedback, ensuring continuous refinement of translated content. And that's all for our paper today. And thank you all for listening and attendance. And that's it.
Thank you.